we got to kick it a little normal to get it started. And by kick it normal, I mean start off as we always do here on the show, on the page, with 30-second takes. And I kind of grouped this all together because we had some last-second breaking news. Evan Mobley, Defensive Player of the Year. So, 30-second takes today. Cavaliers reactions after 2 playoff games, and Evan Mobley, Defensive Player of the Year. Got to wrap it all up into one. Erik, I'm going to throw you on the clock and get us started, man.
I think John's starting us here.
Okay, why is that?
Because I'm starting the next one.
Okay, you could have started. You could have started. You could have started twice, man.
Okay,
It's a live show.
it's his first day. It's okay.
Right.
It is not my first day. John, are you ready?
I'm ready. I'll give myself an extra 2 seconds. I'm really happy with the Cavs, right? Not only did they get 2 wins, but they look different in both of them. And one of them, Mobley didn't look so hot. Then he looks great. Hunter wasn't involved. Then he got involved. It just showed that the Cavs can beat you in a multitude of ways. Doesn't matter how you win and how you look. It matters that you win. And in years past, we'd be like, where's Darius Garland? I think this year they're out for blood, and they look like they mean business.
Dude, you got 7 seconds. So
I can't see the timer in front of me because I didn't get the thing up on my screen. But
cheat on my screen, man. Cheat on my screen. Now you're off the clock. Erik, I'm going to let you go, man. You ready?
I am. First of all, apologies. I was trying to set up our live Instagram, and you're just like throwing shit to me. But I'll echo exactly what John said. I couldn't be happier. I mean, it's an ideal start. I don't like that we let them get back into the game in game 2, but we look amazing. I mean, we're hitting our shots. We're doing exactly what we thought would happen. I haven't seen the defensive side, clam up like we thought we would, tighten up. But overall, how can you not be happy with a 2-0 start?
Yeah, I'm going to throw myself on there and echo the same sentiments. I was never worried about them letting the Heat back into yesterday's game. The Heat were battle, bruised, scarred in game 1. Game 2, they came out with a little firepower after 2 days rest, getting to sleep in the same bed for once after all over the country the last couple games. So ecstatic that they are 2-0. Take 1 in Miami, and that's all she wrote in my mind. Not that I'm really worried about this series. And for all you Evan Mobley haters, I want an apology because I've been on that man's side since day 1.
That is true. I will give you credit where it's due. You called at the very beginning of the season that if the Cavs were going to make any sort of run, it would flow through Evan Mobley. And I think there's a lot of pieces on this team, but you were absolutely right that he has unlocked a bigger piece of his game, and I give you credit for calling that.
Credit where it's credit due for sure. Noah's been on the Evan Mobley bandwagon for longer than I have. I think he looked great. I do have a question on something, Erik. You said you didn't like that they got down in that game, or it got up big and then blew the lead, so to speak. And I do kind of like it. Even though it's not fun to watch a team blow a lead like that, I think the playoffs are more about facing adversity and overcoming it. And I'm actually kind of glad that it's not the Boston Celtics game 3 on the road or at home or when we got to win, or it's where they're trying to figure it out. I think they were kind of battle tested and rose to the occasion. So I was kind of glad to see it because they won. Had they lost, it'd be different.
No, I like that perspective. I'm just saying when you're up 24 points or whatever it was and letting them get back into it at the end, I hope that's not indicative. You're right. It's the right time to do that if there is ever a time, but I hope it's not indicative of we're going to see that with another team that's going to make us pay and we're not going to win because of it.
Makes sense.
My thing with this whole series is the Miami Heat have always been a tough, gritty franchise. I say franchise because it doesn't matter what the team is. It doesn't matter who's playing for said team. They are always tough. They are always gritty. And I like that as a first-round matchup for this Cavs team to shake off a little bit of the rust because we've been coasting a little bit, but still have to play some hard basketball. Not hard Orlando Magic basketball where we're bleeding and all of that, but really set the tone for what this playoff run could, should, and dare I say it, will be.
I think that we're all excited. I did throw a comment up there. I know we're going to pivot to the Browns, but Barry said, "Hey, Noah, where's your Sanders t-shirt?" And he's got a point. Where is it?
Yeah, so I'm not wearing the Sanders t-shirt. You kind of ruined my moment because if he does get drafted today, I was going to run and go throw it on and be like, here we go, and wrist, well, I guess it would be wrists up because it's the watch wrist. But right now, this is a Cleveland Browns moment, and it is not here for me to be
Hyperbolic.
Hyperbolic. Thank you.
Gotcha.
It is not here for me to be hyperbolic. It is here for me to talk about the team the three of us and all of you watching at home care about the most.
Yep.
So
Now,
not
one
wearing
more
it right
question.
now.
One more question for you on the Cavs before we move on. Is anybody, I'm not saying that I am, but I've heard some scuttlebutt out there. Erik Spoelstra is a great coach. He does a lot with a little. Any worry that the comeback in game 2 was him figuring something out that might cause us problems on the road in game 3?
I was at the arena. We just got cold from 3. We were cold shooting. They didn't have Donovan Mitchell out there. So, no, I'm not worried about that whatsoever.
Here's what worries me. I agree with what Noah's saying. No, it doesn't worry me. And I give all credit due to Spoelstra because he is a hell of a coach. That said, what does worry me is that if you're not making buckets, then why aren't we driving the lane more? We have guys that can be fed in the paint and have a good game in the paint. So if that's the case, I trust in Kenny Atkinson. He's made adjustments that make sense. So I'm not worried there. And I don't know that he was worried, but okay, we're not making shots anymore. Stop relying on the 3 ball. Let's get inside. We have the talent to do it.
And I wonder if he got into that situation and thought to himself, this approach got me up 22 at one point. I don't want to abandon it. We haven't lost the game. We still have time, but I kept telling my wife too, I was watching the game with Mary and the girls, and I was like, hey, I know that they've went on a run. I know that things look like they're catching up, but Donovan Mitchell is resting, and when he comes in, dude's going to be lightning in a bottle. And I think he scored something like 8 consecutive points, then got fouled and went to the free throw line. So
Mitch is a beast.
The X factor. We got the best player on the court, and that always makes me feel
Listen,
better,
here's
too.
the thing. What I want to see is what we're seeing, and that is guys are getting open and they're taking open looks.
Yeah.
If you're missing those open looks, that's okay. Every team's going to go cold. Golden State at their height has gone cold. That's fine. But get those good rotations and get those shots up because shooters are going to shoot, and I'm perfectly okay with that.
Shooters going to shoot.
There's one last thing I want to touch on while we're on the Cavs, and then we can go full-blown draft content for the rest of this show. And that is the fact that, yes, I deserve my flowers for my Evan Mobley call-out, and I will wear that crown. And where's the best
Where's
chain?
the chain? Yeah.
Where did you not bring it?
Yeah, it should have been brought.
I need you guys to remind me, even though I should remember myself.
He is the oldest one here.
I brought the chairs. That's good. You're not standing, Erik.
The main
Fair enough.
thing to me that still sticks out for this Cleveland Cavaliers team right now, it isn't Evan Mobley. It isn't. I mean, it is. It is all parts of this. But for the purpose of my take, it isn't Evan Mobley. It isn't Donovan Mitchell. It isn't Darius Garland. It is the emergence of Ty Jerome. That man is filthy. He has been filthy through 2 games, and he's going to continue to be filthy in this playoff. And if anybody out here said they could have predicted that from Ty Jerome this year,
they're crazy.
Yeah.
He's almost a little too good for my taste because we're not going to be able to re-sign him when his contract's up, but we'll worry about that later.
All the articles are we will be able to, and I'm just hanging my hat on that hope because you guys are absolutely right. He is an animal. You need a bucket, put him in. I mean, he's one of those guys where, speaking of hyperbolic, I want the ball in his hands if the game's on the line at the end. Yep. That's hyperbole for sure because there are other guys, but I mean, I don't know, man. He's that good.